Hello. Hello,
Hello.
everyone. Thanks for watching us for today. My name is Malini. I'm the counselor from National Cancer Society, Malaysia. And today we will share something more about navigating marriage during the cancer journey. So with me today, I have my trainee counselor, Vanita. Hello, Vanita.
Hi, Malini. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you? Had your dinner?
Yes, I have. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, how are you feeling now? I mean, are you excited?
I am. I am. This is my first experience going live. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, good. So today's topic is something I guess like as much we focus on cancer patient, we focus on caregiver. So today's section more about like we wanted to speak something about marriage, which is like either one of them the survivor, been diagnosed with cancer, then how was their um, marriage journey together with their cancer. So stay tuned with us because we will have a guest speaker, to do a sharing. Mahani Kasim, the president of Pink Unity Malaysia, National Cancer Society, Malaysia as well. So so she will join us later. So Vanita, so
Yes.
like to say something?
Yes. I'd like to ask you questions if I may already. I'm quite excited. Is that okay?
Okay.
Shall we?
Okay, good. Okay.
Okay. So I'd like to ask you, since we're going to be talking about marriage, in your opinion, what are the current issues faced by most married couples these days?
Okay. I guess like we are seeing like a lot of issues in marriage, especially young generation nowadays, and many are ended up in divorce, charai and all that. It's pretty sad, but as I know, it's like um, many many of the issues are basically because of maybe I can say communication,
Right.
communication,
Mm.
trust. It can be sometimes because of financial issues and no love. I mean, lack of love, I can say, lack of love. And maybe the current situation, uh, with our, surroundings, with work, because of work and all that. So I always see that couples, they are having issue. And if it can be solved, and if they seek for proper help or seek for professional help, it is really good, rather than they just decide to end their marriage just like that.
Right. So they should give it a
How about
shot.
you? How about you? What do you think?
I would like to think I'll be speaking about it later as well. I think the key is communication, actually.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, just
Yes.
in my opinion. Uh,
Uh,
yeah, so I believe that. But very
uh,
briefly, may I ask you also, what are the ways? Oh, I think you have already answered it. What are the ways in which these problems can be resolved?
I guess like rather than you just
Sweep it
you
under
know
the carpet.
yeah, you
Don't.
can maybe sit and talk with each other first. You can try many ways lah. If you Google, YouTube, TikTok, and all that, there are so many ways like how to build back your relationship and all that. You can give a try, but unless it is not workable, that you find that you are still uh, having some issue, it's been prologue for some time and all that, then it's better for you to seek for professional help. Speak to someone that you can trust, someone that you can speak about your marriage, about your relationship. Yeah, that's what I find.
Thank you so
Okay.
much, Ali. It was a great insight.
Yeah. So yes, hello everyone. So today, we are here to guide you a bit, especially for couple. In if you are in cancer journey. Okay, we wanted to dive a bit on enhanced communication skills between couple. We also would like to share something about identifying coping mechanisms to cope as a team in relationship. Um, then, of course, to explore relationship goals in order to live the relationship that you have always cherish with. Okay, so we have slide. Okay, maybe, yeah. So today's topic is basically about healing together, navigating marriage during the cancer journey. Okay, so myself, Malini Rama, I am the registered counselor with National Cancer Society Malaysia, and I do have with me today Benita. She is the trainee counselor with National Cancer Society Malaysia. Okay,
Thank you,
so
Mali.
maybe my side, I would like to speak more about communication skill. I find that enhancing communication skills between a couple dealing with cancer is can significantly strengthen their relationship and support system during such a challenging time, especially if your partner has been newly diagnosed and you are in a dilemma, you don't know how to help your partner. Okay, so this can help, communication skill actually can help you to strengthen your relationship and support system during this challenging time. So one of the tips that maybe we can share is about more about active listening. Okay, what I mentioned about active listening is like if your partner, your spouse have been diagnosed with cancer, I find that active listening is very, very important because it actually when you practice active listening, you can encourage both partners, okay, especially your, either yourself as a husband or wife, okay, um, to actively listen to each other without interrupting. Okay, you might don't know what your partner will like to say, they might feel like shy to share something. So maybe you don't need to interrupt them, you don't have to give your input, you don't have to give your advice. Okay, so in this means like you are paying full attention to what the other person is saying, you really listen to them. Okay, when you really listen to them, you are able to validating their feelings and also responding properly in a very good way. Okay, so another tips is basically we'd like to share more on empathy and validation. Okay, so empathy and validation is uh, uh, like we validate, you are allowed to validate each other's feelings and emotions. Okay, acknowledging that both individual, okay, you and your partners, okay, you and your spouse, okay, maybe experiencing kind of like a fear, sadness, or anxiety differently. Okay, it doesn't mean one person, a person who are diagnosed with cancer only will experience it, the anxiety, the fear. I guess like the another person, your beloved one, also will experience the same thing. Okay, so empathize your partner's punya perspective, and you try to provide the support without any judgment. Okay, so I guess like this is very, very important. Okay, so next one is we always say about openness and honesty. Okay, why we find that openness and honesty is important? From my experience, with the patient who come and seek for professional help, they always say that they are not able to being transparent with their spouse. Okay, let's say this person, the wife, has been diagnosed with cancer. The feeling, the feel, emotion, they'll be going through a lot of emotion, roller coasters and all that. So in that way they feel that is my partner is going to judge me if I openly share about my feelings, okay, about my emotion, about my fear. So they always have this question mark. That's why they always say that okay, it's better for me just be quiet, I don't want you to say anything. It's okay, let it be just within me. So I find it as a couple, you can always create a safe space for open and honest communication. Okay, allocate some time, you can. Okay, other than that, you can always encourage each other, you encourage your spouse, okay, uh, to express their fear. If they feel like fear, okay, they feel want to cry, they feel like just wanted to share with you, okay, just allow them to do that, okay. Let them know that you are going to be there, you are not going to judge their feeling, you are not going to say anything, you are not going to advise them anything. So openness and honesty is very very important. And another one is always I find that respect the boundaries, okay. As we understand when it comes to the cancer punya journey, um, understand and respect each other punya boundary is very very important, okay. Some individual they may prefer to discuss their illness and treatment openly, you know, maybe with relative, with everyone. But some people they find it like okay, let me just take some time, okay, to understand my own feeling and emotion before I share with my spouse, okay. It can be the primary caregiver also have the same feelings and thoughts, okay. So some individual may prefer to discuss their illness and treatment openly, while maybe others they find that they need more privacy. Besides that, communicate. If it is possible, communicate your preference and respect each other punya comfort level. Okay, so don't force. You don't have to force your spouse to say, okay, tell me lah, you feeling what, how are you feeling now? You tell me openly. Don't have to hide any feeling towards me. So maybe that person might need some time to process their feeling ke, you know, maybe they are just uh, after the doctor punya appointment, okay, they might be like still in a situation that they need to decide which treatment is going to be best for them and all that. So maybe we have to give some space as well, okay. So next, I always say that uh, communication skill, under communication skill, set aside macam dedicated punya time. Why it is very very important to set aside kita punya dedicated time is because uh, time is very very important. Not all the time, you know, the person will be in the mood to listen to us. At the same time, you know, your spouse it can be a primary caregiver, okay. So anything, it can be sometimes you wanted to communicate openly about the challenges and concern related to cancer and the treatment, okay. So this could be during a daily check-in, okay, daily check-in, a weekly meeting as needed based on individual punya preference. Maybe 2 days once you can allocate about 15 minutes, you know, to have maybe during your tea time to just check on each other. Okay, need to understand doesn't mean only the caregiver, that mean uh, one person have to check on the patient tau. It need to be like both side, okay. Sometimes you don't know what your spouse is going through when, okay, you yourself maybe you just recently started your treatment, okay, maybe you start to have your side effect ke, anything due to your chemo and so on. But you need to understand as well the same feeling. Your spouse might go through the same feeling as well. Okay, so it's important to allocate time, like just about 10 to 15 minutes to just check in about each other. Okay, and next we always encourage this, okay, to seek professional punya support. If you find that you are not able to deal with your emotion and you find that your spouse, you know, maybe the spouse can be a caregiver, is going through something, you know, maybe that person also going through depression, okay, they might be stressed as well, they are not able to allocate time for you. So there are certain things that you won't be able to speak with your families. Maybe you won't be able to speak with your friends, but we always encourage you. We are here, the professionals are here at NCSM. We have counselors, we have clinical psychologists, okay. We have a peer support, okay. So you're most welcome to come and share with us. Maybe we can plan for a proper intervention, okay. Okay, based on your situation and based on your issue, okay. And Next, celebrate victories together. This is very, very important. You can always celebrate milestones and victories together, no matter how small. Okay, recognize and appreciate macam each other punya strength and resilience in facing the challenges of cancer as a team. Like each time after your chemo, okay, if you find that your spouse, you are a caregiver, your spouse just completed the first cycle of chemo, you can just cheer that person, um, for just for the completion of the first session, okay, and anything that both of you can do together. It can be another person also, your caregiver. If you are a patient, you are a survivor, you find that your caregiver, your spouse, okay, maybe they had maybe how to say, good thing they completed their project and something related with work, something related with family, then you yourself can encourage them, you can cheer them also. Okay, so the last one that we always wanted to say, okay, many uh, survivor and their spouse, they find that they feel very shy, they don't want to speak about this. So we always say that maintain intimacy is very, very important. Cancer treatment and the side effect can impact intimacy between partners. Okay, so you really have to discuss this openly about how you can maintain emotional and physical intimacy during this time. Okay, by being silent, avoid your partner, or maybe as a caregiver you find that your spouse is uh, just started treatment, you don't want to catch out that person. So rather than you just keep it within you, it is always encouraged, like, please speak it to each other. Okay, you can speak about maintaining your emotional and physical intimacy during the treatment, after the treatment recovery period, and always exploring alternative way to connect and support each other. There are so many things, so many ways to get you connect with each other. Okay, so yeah, you can always practice on that. Okay, so yeah, my part is basically about communication skill, and now maybe I will like to get Benita to share from her side. You there, Benita?
Time. Hello,
Yeah.
everybody. My name is
Okay.
Vanita G. Tyagaraja. Thank you, Malini.
Mm-hmm.
I am a trainee counselor at National Cancer Society Malaysia, and I will be speaking to you about coping mechanisms as as a husband and wife team, and exploring couple goals to live the relationship you as a couple have always envisioned. So let's get started. We'll be talking about the impact on individuals as a family, how it impacts based on like physical challenges and limitations, psychologically and socially. So the physical challenges and limitations based, it would be due to the treatment that the cancer patient is receiving. The side effects can include nausea, fatigue, hair loss, and other treatment side effects. Of course, it varies from person to person. And these physical challenges also may impact their daily routine. It limits stamina, it impacts independence and the quality of life, even. For example, simple things like even making breakfast or driving your children to school, driving your spouse to work, or even going to work may have an impact because of your physical ability. Psychologically, there is fear and anxiety, the unknown or the uncertain future that may be, you are uncertain about your future because The treatment process is rather heavy, and you don't know what the outcome is, the potential outcome. So that can create fear. You may also experience depression and sadness, loss, depression due to changes in appearance, limitations, and uncertainty. I'd like to share a recent incident that happened to me in my personal life with my husband, actually. Um, my husband had a tumor growing on his tongue. Just a few weeks ago, he had informed me about it. And so he went to the hospital, got it removed, and the doctor had called us in to inform us that it was malignant. He had a rare blood cancer. At that moment, when we heard it, our lives just shattered. We experienced enormous fear. I had things, my mind was racing, my thoughts were racing. From just being present at the doctor's clinic, at the doctor's room, my mind was racing to the future. But what was I going to tell my kids? What were we going to tell my mother in law, family, friends? But the good thing that came out of it was that we were very blessed. It was a misdiagnosis. So, but that experience shook us, and really, the fear was unexplainable. Moving on, there's also isolation and loneliness. The emotional and physical demands of cancer may lead to feelings of isolation and loneliness from family and friends. And the reason you may experience this is because you may feel that they do not understand what you're going through. There are family and friends who try and show you their love and concern by asking you questions, but they fail to realize that you've been answering so many others who've been asking you the same questions day in and day out. I had a client who was constantly asked questions like this, that she decided that she didn't want to meet her family and friends anymore because every time she met them, they would remind her of her illness. And for her, that was not who she was. She was somebody more than that. She was this happy go lucky person, and she wanted people to remind her of it. And she wanted people to treat her the way she was, as she was before. There's also changes in self image. We talked about physical changes, and that the experience of illness can lead to challenges with body image. You may lose weight, and when you have so many people um, asking you, if you're eating, if you are, how come you lost so much of weight, it may affect you in terms of your self-esteem. We'll move on to social impacts. There are impacts on work and finances. Cancer diagnosis and treatment often disrupts work schedules and income due to appointments of treatments, the side effects, physical side effects, emotional side effects, and potential long term limitations, and which can easily lead to financial challenges and stress. You may experience changes in activities. It can disrupt your daily routines and your favorite activities, even. For example, exercising, meeting with friends, partying, attending parties. All these, which you may have a slight change in, or maybe even sometimes a drastic change, um, may have an emotional strain on you. We'll come to coping mechanisms now. I think Malini had spoken about the importance of communication. I'll go a little bit into it as well. Um, Communication between partners is key. Importance of open and honest communication about feelings, needs, and expectations. It's also about creating a safe space to speak about their innermost feelings without judging them. You respond constructively and respectfully. Another key is active listening, where you listen without interrupting them. And this is not just for cancer patients, this is also the caregivers or spouse for that matter. It's about listening attentively, expressing empathy, trying to feel how they feel, and validating each other's experiences by not just their words, but also their emotions. Try avoiding, interrupting while they're speaking. Another thing is that you develop a healthy conflict resolution. As husband and wife, as partners, um, arguments are most of the time inevitable. So, but if you can come up with a healthy conflict resolution in ways to resolve the matter or the argument in an amicable way, it will help the relationship grow as well. So, learn how to disagree constructively and work towards solutions. Learn to agree to disagree without blaming each other, without being defensive or offensive, and without pointing fingers at each other, without blaming each other. Try and, as sometimes as hard as it is, try and speak from a place of love and peace. Discuss and define what your ideal relationship is. Discuss that with each other in terms of communication, intimacy, shared activities, goals for the future. When you decide together on goals for your future, there is somewhat a roadmap that both of you can journey on together to reach the end goal. So, doing that together is great. Support system. Um, Building a strong support network is also another key. It's very important too, with family and friends. um, you can talk about, you may need help with logistics, like transporting you to for your treatment, or transporting the children, taking care of their responsibilities, helping you financially. A lot of family and friends they want to help you, but there's most of them, a lot of them don't know how. So if you ask, you may be surprised that they are willing to help. No harm in asking, I say. And seeking support from professional counselors or support groups who are facing similar challenges in their marriages. That's one of the ways. Shared coping mechanisms, engaging in healthy activities, such as exercising together, practicing relaxing techniques together, and finding similar hobbies, finding that middle ground, that helps too. Exploring goals. We come to maintaining intimacy. If you're an Asian, our cultures, our practices, cultural practices, if you may, does not sort of allow us, or not, I don't know if that's the right word to say, to use, but they don't encourage us to speak about intimacy, even with your spouses. So, if we can have an open conversation with our spouses or partners, that would help maintaining intimacy, acknowledge the challenges that or the changes in intimacy during this time, if one is ill, um, and the emotional strain that one experiences, accept it, communicate that with your partner. And then acceptance is just not it. You can even explore alternate ways to maintain that connection, um, whether it's physical or emotional intimacy. Express affection, appreciation, and love regularly through words, actions, and even physical touch. Spend quality time together, schedule regular time for meaningful connection, seek guidance again from healthcare professionals. If you have issues managing your intimacy challenges, um, maintaining a sense of humor, be playful with each other. Speak about the good old times that you once had or that you're experiencing even now. You can speak about how you met, what was it like, rekindle those fun days, those fun memories. Speak about the experiences you've shared over the years, with kids, without kids, with friends, without friends, just you and your spouse, you and your partner, alone. Speak about those good times, celebrating small victories and milestones along the journey. So I had a friend, she started losing her hair, and she was quite attached to it naturally. And but she had made a very difficult decision to shave her head, and that was very daunting to her. But she decided to change that. She decided to celebrate that. So she got a handful of friends over, shaved, had a like a shaving head kind of party. They had cake and they popped open a bottle and they had a good time. They celebrated. She celebrated that milestone with her loved ones. So celebrate your small victories. Now we come to five languages of love. So there are five of it. You may have heard of it: acts of service, quality time, physical touch, words of affirmation, and gifts. So, acts of service would include things like cooking dinner for your loved ones or your spouse, the caregivers, filling up your petrol tank. A lot of, I must say, okay, I won't generalize, but a lot of women drive with really quarter empty tanks. So, you know, do that for her, or help out with house chores, and vice versa. It's not gender, we're not gender biased. Quality time, spend time together, put away your phones, your gadgets, just be in each other's company. There could be date nights, movie nights. It's a moment where you are fully present with each other, and sometimes you don't even have to say anything. My husband and I, when we go out uh, and we're having dinner, we've been married for a while now. So we do talk, and then there are also quiet moments. So we look at other tables and we sort of guess whether they are just dating or whether they are newly married, because they tend to talk a lot. And then when you, well, again, this is very general, but it's a way he and I laugh about it. So it's a good time for us. There are also quality time where you can take a stroll together, evening walks, or going on a road trip traveling. Then there's physical touch. Um, there is kissing, holding hands, massaging each other, giving him or her a back rub, cuddling, hugging each other. Hugging can help you calm your nerves. Mm, I had a client. She was a cancer patient, and she had issues, or she had problems falling asleep at night because she had immense fear. And her husband would gently pull her into his arms while holding her tightly. He would tap her. Um, I think in our term would be like dodo her or tap her, like he would do for a child. While you're putting a baby to sleep, you would sort of tap them, and he would do this until she fell asleep. And she shared with me that 9 out of 10 times she would sleep off almost immediately, as she felt so safe in his arms. And I thought that was such a beautiful story to share with you. We'll come to words of affirmation. Um, Sticking love notes or hiding love notes in places that your partner can't would not expect finding them. Just simple notes saying, I appreciate you, I love you, I'm here for you no matter what, I love you. That's very powerful. you know there's also gifts. By giving gifts, uh, so and I believe it's not just giving gifts. uh, I'm sorry, it's also receiving gifts. um, so you can give flowers uh, just because, no special occasion, you just felt like doing it, so you did. It doesn't have to be their birthday, it doesn't have to be your anniversary. You could just give it, or you could surprise them by giving them something they have been eyeing for a while now. That's another way. So I would come to the conclusion now. I'd conclude. um, it's the importance of resilient strength and adaptability as a couple. Be prepared for challenges. Life throws curveballs, and being able to adapt and navigate challenges together strengthens your bond, and it builds resilience. Forgiveness, it's a very powerful tool. You forgive and move forward. Holding on to resentment or dwelling on past mistakes can damage the relationship. Practice forgiveness and learn from your past experiences while focusing on building a positive future together. And again, maintain a sense of humor and playfulness, because laughter, my friends, is a very powerful tool for reducing stress and to also create positive memories. I'm going to leave you with a saying about marriage. It goes like this: chains do not hold a marriage together. It is threads, hundreds of tiny threads, which sew people together through the years. This is said by Simon Signore. With that, I thank you and I shall pass you back to Malini. Hi,
Okay.
Malini.
Thank you, Anita. It was very, very nice sharing, And yes, I'm very keen about the love language. And before that, maybe it's like before I speak more about a little bit about love language, maybe uh, I can invite uh, I can say it's a guest speaker or someone who can do some sharing and all that. Okay, with us today we have Puan Mahani Kasim. Okay, Puan Mahani Kasim, she is the president of Pink Unity Malaysia. Yes, you there, Kak Mahani?
Yes, I'm
Hello. So how are
Hello.
you, Kak Mahani?
I'm good. I'm good.
Oh,
Thank
so
you.
cantik with pink and all that. Wow. So
Hello, Sunny.
Hi, Vanita.
Hi. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, I enjoyed both of your sessions just now. I mean, it was really good.
okay.
Really
We
well
can't
said.
wait to, thank you. We can't wait to hear from you.
Yeah, I wanted to ask this, maybe a good one, because when I'm doing my marriage counseling and all, I would like to always explore about the couple punya love language tau. It's not only for the cancer punya patient, but it can be with anyone. Okay, you don't need to be married also. It's like you need to understand your love language. So I wanted to know, like Kak Mahani, under love language we do have act of service, we have quality time, we have physical touch, word of affirmation, and gift. So, can I know what is your love language?
Oh, love language to me, it encompass all the above that you mentioned because different people, they need different things. And
Okay.
your partner or the people you communicate with, be it your husband, your children, your friends, they must understand each other before they can know how to show their love to you. You know,
Yeah.
like kids, the way they want love from you when they were kids is different than when they're grown up. The same thing with your partner. The love language, like Vanita was saying, at the early stage of dating will be different than after you get married and after 10 years, 20 years. It, it age with time. It move forward, it become better, and it changes for the better. When you're first dating, love is like when the boyfriend take you out to dinner and that sort of thing. But once you're married, it's different. And then when you have cancer, the love language changes too. So it depends, and it's the wavelength connection between the two person who, before they can show the love in in the right languages, they need to understand what the other person is looking for. So
Mhm.
to me, the love language should encompass all of the above that you mentioned, but for different people, the importance will be different.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Manita, how about you? What is your love language?
I believe it's like what Mahani said. It's changed over the years. I think it changes at different stages in my life. So as a single person, as a wife, as a parent, it's changed.
Correct.
Yeah. So right now, I believe it's acts of service. I hope my husband's listening.
Yeah. Okay. Same. Mine also more for act of service, but sometimes I prefer the quality time. Even it's the 5 or 10 minutes. It's very very precious. It's precious for me. Just let go all my stress, everything. That 5 minute to just talk. To spend time each other is like okay. Just can make me calm and all that. Okay, since Kak Mahani is here today, okay, we are talking about navigating, cancer in marriage and all that. Okay, so wanted to ask Kak Mahani, like, in your marriage years together with your cancer journey. How did cancer actually affect? Did any way cancer affect your marriage or anything?
Well, cancer affect everything. Affect you, yourself, your family, your work, and of course your marriage. But the effect at different stage it affect differently. When you are first diagnosed, the effect is that you and your husband or your wife, you will feel like, oh, am I losing her or him, and that sort of thing. The fear it affects, and then that is a crucial period where you as a survivor or as the patient and your partner, you have to be there for each other, because cancer is not the suffering is not only the survivor, the husband or wife and your friend or family
True.
will suffer together. So at that crucial time, you have to comfort each other, you have to be positive for each other, because like for in my case, my husband, unfortunately, he lost his mom when he was a teenager, lost his mom to cancer, to breast cancer. He was a teenager. It was way back then. And so he had experience with cancer, whereas I didn't. So his experience with cancer was so bad, losing the mother at very young age. So it came back to him. He was scared, obviously, but he tried to be positive for me. So the effect is at the start is fear, anxiety, worry, and everything. So if you don't act at that crucial part, it can create problem. I mean, Alhamdulillah, for me, my husband and I, we love to read, so we read a lot. We know that the advancements is there. It's different than before. So the effect at the crucial moment, we were able to negate that, or shift that to be positive, because then we look at it, yes, our marriage will be different because we love to travel, but I will need to do physiotherapy, chemotherapy and radiotherapy and so on. So traveling is out of the question. That is something that we love. So we know that our international travel have to stop for at least a year to 2 years.
Uh,
So we have to adjust to that. And then me being a career woman, I work in a stressful situation. So, and stress is not good for cancer. So we both sit down and talk. Uh, we have enough to survive. I might not have the luxury that I would love to when I was working. I could do it. So in fact, you can't do the things you want to do, but you get to do new things that you don't get to do before. So the effect, it's not all negative. The effect on marriage, you can to cancer, can be positive and beautiful, because once you have cancer or once your partner have cancer, you treasure life more. You treasure the time together more, because you don't know when you're going to lose each other. So the effect can be positive to me, I believe.
okay, great. Thank you. And
Super,
yeah,
super.
Vanita, you wanted to ask anything?
Yes, I'd like to ask you, Mahani, what kind of support did you receive from your husband?
Oh, my husband, I mean, even before cancer, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. God has been good to me. He gave me a good man to be my husband,
So nice.
who I would say obey me. I'm sure he's listening. I know he's listening next door. But he will do anything for me. So the support that I need, he's always giving me. But unfortunately, he can't give me what I might want, but he gives me what I need. He will always make sure he gives me the support that I need. For example, when Bonita was talking about her friend shaving the hair, when I first after we read up about cancer, we know it's a journey that we should be able to fight together. And I was strong. I was strong. I went for my first chemo. I might lose a bit of weight, but I think I was okay. But once the hair dropped, as a woman, it's painful. Sometimes it can be more painful than chemo mentally. So when it all dropped, so I had to shave it because it was really bad. My husband went with my daughter. They sat next to me. They saw tears rolling down my eyes. They went out. They quickly Google where they can go and buy a wig, a nice real hair.
Yeah.
Right after we get up from the saloon, off we go to look for that. So that's one of an example. Without me having to tell him I want that or need it, he looks for sign. I mean, that's the language of love because he knows what I need, what I want, without you having to spell it out. But at the same time, sometimes you need to tell them what you need because my threshold to pain is quite high, which my family feel is a problem. So sometimes I appear okay. So they might assume I'm okay. But when I'm not okay, I have to tell them. I cannot keep it to myself. You cannot expect people to know
Mm.
what you need. So I mean,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. So for all of us, with or without cancer, support is given when they know when we need it, but at the same time when we tell them when we need it, because you can't always assume people know what you need or what you want. So my husband, I'm blessed, whatever I need and some of what I want without needing it, he will be there to give. And you know, with cancer, when you're going through treatment, your emotion might be up and down, you know,
Yeah.
like you have appetite, and then when food is put in front of you, you don't want to eat. I'm blessed that my husband, my children, they don't tell me off. They say, "What would you like to eat?" You know, they say, "No, you have to eat," and everything. They don't really push, but they pull me towards eating. They don't push me to eat, they pull me towards eating. So that's why I think the support that I get is whatever support they see I need and whatever support I tell them I need. So as a survivor, you cannot only expect, oh, I'm sick, you should know what I need. No, that's not the right way to look at things. It's wonderful when they know because they've been with you long enough to know,
Mm.
oh, if you're silent, that means you want this, and this, they can do it. But if you see that they don't know what support you need, give it to them. And
Correct.
if you ask for it 99% of the time, you will get it. And I do get it by him knowing it or by me asking him. So in every single way.
Okay. Great, nice. Okay, maybe this question, for those who are watching us today, and also for newly diagnosed punya cancer patient. Okay, what is your advice to newly diagnosed cancer patients and to their respective spouses? Like how
Okay.
you think, like maybe any tips or anything?
Yeah. As I said at the start, when you are diagnosed with cancer, please remember we are not the only one who's going through the journey. Our husband, our children, our family, and people who love us will be going through the journey with us. And they need support too, because a lot of cases that I heard, oh, my husband don't care, oh, my wife don't understand. You have to be there for them too. You are the survivors, yes, you need the support, but they need support too. Like for my husband, he's lucky, my daughter is his support system too. So my advice is each of us go through different road in our journey, some less bumpy, some um, tough. So whatever road that we have to take, the people in that car with us, our husband, our wife, our children, they are with us. They are also going on that bumpy journey. Yes, oh poor me, I have to go through chemo, I'm in pain and everything. We are in pain, people see, but they go through pain too. So sometimes, as the topic of today, the communication is
Yeah.
vital. We have to communicate with each other. We need support, and our partner needs support to understand what we are going through.
True.
Because
True.
if we say, no, you have to know, you have to know, it's not easy. We have to
Mm.
help them understand how they can be supportive in our journey and how we can support them to support us. So, my one advice is the journey through cancer is different from one person to another. No two person go through exactly the same road,
Yeah.
and whoever is going on that journey with you must be on the same wavelength with you, must understand what you need, what you want, by you helping them to understand. So before we blame, oh, you don't know what I want, or you don't care, tell them how to
Yeah.
know, how to give. That is my advice. Communication is key.
Okay.
Understanding and respecting and helping each other go through the journey will help it be an easier drive through the journey.
Ah. Thank you, Bess. Like, very nice. I guess like many those who are watching us today, I'm sure they got the very insightful punya tips and all that. But yeah, okay. For siapa yang tengah tengok kita, those who are watching us, always say as our topic for today is healing together. Of course, you are not alone because we do have support group for caregiver with NCSMR. We have a support group for caregiver, and we also have a support group for couple. So if you find that as a couple you wanted to, uh, you know do your sharing ke, you want to get some tips and all these things, so you're most welcome to join us. So very soon we'll have our session for couple. Okay, most probably next month, nanti join lah. Okay, so yes, is there any question from the audience? uh, Maybe either one of us can answer. Ada soalan tak? Ah, okay, the question is from Azi Muktazar. Hi, what is the best thing a person can do to deal with the challenges cancer causes in relationship? Kak Mahani, do you have anything like best
Oh,
thing
wow.
can a person? I
Yeah,
guess like you did give some tips and you did
yeah.
share
What
about
is,
this.
yeah, what is the best thing a person can do to deal with the challenges? The best thing anyone can do is talk it out. Talk
Yeah.
it out. Because, you know, like for breast cancer, sometimes you will need to lose your breast, which is for a woman is very important. Talk it out with your partner. Are they okay with it? If they're not okay with it, what is the alternative? You know,
Mm,
and and tell I mean ask them what is their problem with the problem that you are going to go through. Like if you have to have mastectomy, what will be their problem? We have to talk it out, because it's
yeah.
not fair to say, oh, but I got cancer, you have to understand me. No, we have to understand each other. Cancer journey is not a one person journey, it's a team journey. So talk it out. That's the best thing we can do, is communicate with each other, find out what is our problem that we are facing together, and how can we solve it together. Maybe my solution is A, his solution is B. Maybe we go to A minus and B plus, and that will be the solution. So
Yeah.
talking about that is the best thing both person can do, is to communicate.
Okay, I hope Aziz you got the answer. Okay, from Kak Mahani. So, is there any other question? Okay. Okay. what are some specific things we can do to strengthen the intimacy and physical connection, especially when the other half is in pain? So,
This is a good question as well. Yeah.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess like Vanita did a sharing on intimacy as well. So, Vanita, do you want to say anything?
Um, when the other half is in pain, um, well, I'm sure the cancer patient will have good days and bad days, and perhaps um, speaking to them and finding out what they could do on good days, how they can manage it, or what they can do together, find uh, common hobbies.
Yeah.
And on the bad days, also things that you may be able to do. I mean, depending on how much pain the other person is in, I guess. But I guess I'm not sure. Mahani, would you like to?
One
Yeah.
tips from Kak Mahani.
Yeah. To me, intimacy and physical connection is vital.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
For the cancer survivor herself or himself, because life goes on. We don't want to think that we are invalid. We are not. We are just normal. We just have cancer. But there will be limitation. The two
Yeah.
of you should talk it out. For
Mhm.
example, where not to touch me for now. Intimacy and physical connection is not a set of A to Z. You choose which part that is possible, which area is
Yes.
possible, how to satisfy each other with the limitation that you have. It
Yeah.
can be done, it is done. Sometimes it can be better, you can explore something new. Because the pain
No.
is not from top to bottom. The
Right.
pain is in certain area. And believe me, sometimes by having this physical connection, certain pain goes away. Because some of the pain, it's here.
Mm.
It's here. Your
Yeah.
sadness, your sorrow, hit the pain. But when you're having that, I mean, scientifically, the endorphin, whatever comes out, and you'll be happier and the pain goes away. But both have to discuss about it. The patient must tell the partner, darling, please don't touch me this part for now. Or don't know if forever the pain is there. But you won't lose out just because you can't touch certain part.
Certain
Sorry,
part. Correct. Yeah.
you can go to certain part or do it certain ways, certain other ways, and you can explore new things. That's why I always say cancer journey can be beautiful, not for the survivor alone, but for the partner. Who knows?
Yeah.
Much better after you find out new ways and new things. It's an exploration, even in the physical connection.
Working within your limitations. Yeah.
Yeah. Working with me.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. Sometimes, when we speak to the patient and all that, they might say sometimes it's not about the physical pain. Sometimes it's inside them. Okay, so yeah, sometimes they really need time to process their emotional punya pain. So I guess like sometimes we can just give them time lah. You
Yeah,
know.
but sometimes you have to ask them, do they want to touch?
Ah,
Sometimes when the husband is so scared to touch the wife will go deeper in depression, like, oh, now I'm
exactly. Yeah.
worthless. I'm normal, that sort of thing. So that's why both have to talk. What
Yeah.
both want. Don't
Communication.
assume. Do not assume.
Yeah, correct. Do not assume communication is the key point, the main important
Exactly.
thing. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So, thank you so much, Kak Mahani. So happy with your sharing and all that. So happy to have you with us today, and Vanita as well. And yeah, if you have the audience, if you have any question pertaining to your cancer treatment, and of course about your relationship, Okay, always remember healing together is very important. As a couple, you can always call us. You can speak with us. You can ask for appointment to come and meet the professional. Okay, call us at 1800 Okay, our helpline. Okay, so that's all for today. Hope to catch up again with another topic, maybe with Mahani again. And yes,
Inshallah, no problem.
thank you.
Thank you and good night.
Thank you, Kak Mani. Good night. Thank you,
Bye.
everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.